What's up, you guys? Wow, talk about what do we call that? That is a a message there, okay? So as I was saying, what's up, you guys? I got one of those I don't know what you call those marketer calls or whatever like that, and I believe that's a message for somebody out there, okay? So collective. I'm hearing from Spirit as you guys are continuing to work and do your thing and level up, okay? Spirit is saying, beware of a lot of people that want to come towards you guys and present a lot of distractions, okay? I'm hearing, do not allow people to get you caught off guard, okay? Also, dear one, this is also a message that, and this relates to the to today's reading, that you guys got a lot of people talking about you guys, okay? And you may not be aware of how you are, the talk of the town, how the streets are talking about you guys, okay? And they have much to say, okay? It's like you're kind of like some type of celebrity or star rising, okay, is what I'm hearing from Spirit, according to the communities that you guys have left behind, according to some people that are around you, in terms of how they're looking at you, how you're showing up in the world now, and also for people that are looking at you and in terms of your potential, okay, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. So that was a little caveat, y'all, that happened right in the introduction. So again, you guys, I was saying welcome, okay, welcome, happy. What day is this, you all? They start running together, when you work for yourself, all the days tend to blend together. I'm thinking it's Tuesday. So happy Tuesday to everybody, okay? Let me turn on my big screen, you guys, so that I can see myself, okay? And I hope that you guys are doing well today. I hope that all is good in your neighborhood, okay? Yeah, let me get out of the that part there and get rid of that feedback, okay? So yeah, I don't know, let's see what type of delay we have today, you guys. Is it a 3-second delay? Is it a 6-second delay? What it is, okay? What it is, let's see. Hi Cersei, I see you, sweetheart. Thank you. Send flower for 30 jewels, okay? Thank you so much appreciated, okay? Yeah, that is a member of the Sage Squad. Okay, holla at your girl. I think we're at 6 seconds, you guys. Okay, so we're just gonna keep on moving. Let me see if I can see my hands moving. Okay, I see my hands moving. We like it at 10-second delay. Okay, but all right, it's all good. Okay, just wanted to make sure that everything was tight and bright. Okay, so as you guys are coming into the chat, okay, just be reminded, you guys, that your girl has attention deficit. So there are a lot of occasions during a read, I'm not looking at the chat. So I don't want any of you guys to feel, like I've dissed you, like I've, curbed you or anything like that. It's just that, when I'm up in the ethers, giving you guys that tea that you need to set you free, oftentimes I'm not looking at the chat. However, after the read, I always say hi to the chat, give you guys some shout outs, to as many people as I can, depending on how many people show up, okay? And I'm so glad that a lot of you guys are showing up, okay? So I really appreciate that. I love the support, okay? I want you guys to continue to show up, and I want you guys to hype me up, okay? Hype up your girl, yeah? Hype me up. Hype me up. Yeah, okay? Do that for your girl so that, the algorithm can catch the videos, and a lot of people that need to get this spiritual message, okay, they can receive it, okay, because it'll be in their recommended, okay? So do that for your girl as well. And also, speaking of that, you guys, again, welcome to my channel. And I also thank you guys in advance for your likes, your shares, and your subscribes, and your hypes, and all that good, okay? So yeah, also, I want to thank you guys who are continuing to purchase readings with your girl, okay? It is very much so appreciated, okay? I love what I do, and I love just being a part of you guys' spiritual journey, okay? So when you guys have a particular question or something that you need personal or spiritual clarity on, I don't take it lightly that you guys confide in me and trust in me to tap into your energy and to give you that particular answer that you seek, okay, as you guys are on your spiritual journey. So thank you guys for that, for trusting me, okay, with you, for trusting me with your spirit, for trusting me with your energy, okay? Also, I want to give a shout out. Thank you guys who are continuing to give donations to your girl, okay, via my business website, okay? And for those of you guys who are interested, yes, indeed, personal readings are still currently available. I've been getting a lot of emails and stuff of that nature for people that was wondering about discounted prices. And as I let you guys know, I have all year round what I call discounted prices for economy and mini readings from as little as $15 to $44. So I do want you guys to check that out on the website for those of you guys who are interested in getting a personal reading, but perhaps you need something that could at this point in time fit into your budget, depending on what you have going on. Okay, and so I want to let that be known to you guys, that you come through spirit with that confirmation that you do have that as an option. Okay, so all you have to do if you guys want to get a reading from your girl, okay, whether it's a mini reading or whether it is a standard reading, all you have to do is email me at WIZDOM@gmail.com. That's WIZDOM and sage@gmail.com, and then write personal reading in the subject line to get the party started. Okay, also you guys can check out what I have to offer as far as my pricings and the readings through my business website. The link is in my bio. Okay, all right, so that's all that you guys have to do. I turned to the left, y'all, and I saw a roach, okay? And the roach got nerve to be a member, so we just gonna get rid of your raggedy, janky, skanky ass, okay? Get the fuck off my channel. I don't like roaches, okay? So be gone, all right? I saw your ass, okay? Spirit told me to kind of look to the left, and I did, and goodbye, okay? All right, so as I was saying, you guys, thank you guys for that, okay? I wanted to make that little caveat known to you guys for those of you guys who are interested in a personal reading. Now, as far as the read, y'all, let's get into it, okay? So today, you guys, we're doing a pick a card again, okay? And we have 2 piles, okay? I dare not try to do more than 2 because we'll be on here for 3, 4, 5 hours. You know, the way your girl be up in the ethers here, okay? But we have 2 piles, you guys, nonetheless. And so today's topic is going to be, the streets are talking about you, okay? And that was pretty much like a channel message, okay? As I was getting ready to come on to the live, and then, one of my phones rang. And, that was a message to you guys that, unbeknownst to you, you got a lot of people calling and talking to other people about you guys. They got this to say. They got that to say. Okay. Yeah. Y'all got a lot of, free publicity, a lot of free PR out there from people that cannot keep their name out of your mouth and you don't even know it. Okay. And Spirit is saying, there's no need for them to be hating. There's no need for them to be upset because, baby, they ain't seen nothing yet. Okay. Come through, Spirit. But that's what's going on, y'all. Okay. So today we're going to focus on, the streets are talking about you, collective, okay? What are they talking about? So we have 2 piles. So for those of you guys who chose pile 1, we have salty, bitter, angry, and petty, okay? Salty, bitter, angry, and petty, okay? And then for those of you guys who chose pile 2, okay, and this is the energy of the people that are in the streets, they're one that are talking about you, okay? And then this one was in reverse, okay? But I'm gonna read it to you guys. It says, longing, missing you, let's talk. Reunion, okay? And it was in reverse, okay? So yeah, we're going to get into that. But first, before we get into all of that, let me tell you guys a little bit about, okay, the energy, the nature of these people or this person that is in the streets, okay, that has so much to say about you guys, okay? Well, right off the bat, dear one, this person is definitely someone, or these people, dear one, they're salty, okay? They're very bitter, they're very angry, and I'm hearing from Spirit that a lot of them, having this attitude about you and towards you, dear one, it has a lot to do with the fact that, they feel offended because, you leveled up without them and you left them behind, okay? So this is kind of giving, your old neighborhood, perhaps your old hometown, or, your old university town or military town, or your old workplace environment, some type of environment, dear one, some type of place where you guys have leveled up and you have left behind. And these particular people, dear one, they thought that you were just like them, where, that particular job or that community or that social circle or, that relationship, they thought that that was all you had. So, these are people, dear one, they're very salty because, they're still stuck in a rut. They're still right where you left their ass, right where they stand and where they lay. And, you know, you have leveled up. You have changed, okay? A lot of you guys, you know, you have bossed up in terms of, you know, acquiring some type of stability and security, okay? A lot of you guys have leveled up in terms of, you know, people may not even be able to recognize you guys now in terms of your physical aesthetic. There's something very different about you, something very different and new about your energy, something very different and new about, you know, what you stand for. Some of your goals have changed. Some of your perspectives on life have changed, okay? With experience, you know, you guys think a lot different than how you used to think back in the day. And also, you know, as far as you guys' material possessions, I'm hearing from spirit, you know, a lot of that has changed as well. And the streets are talking about how, you know, they never thought, dear one, that you would be the one that would get out. You would be the one that would escape, okay? You would be the one that would actually get the opportunity to make a life, you know, for yourself, okay? These particular people, dear one, that are very bitter and salty that you left their ass behind, these are people, dear one, that, you know, and on the low, they used to always compare themselves to you and compete with you in some way, shape, or form. And at the time, dear one, that you may have been in that particular environment, you know, they thought that, you know, they had a one-up on you, you know. They thought that, you know, maybe they had more prestige. Maybe they had more people that was checking for them, you know. Maybe they had more options and more opportunities. Maybe they have more money, okay? It was something, dear one, that when they compared themselves to you, they felt very comfortable and very arrogant, dear one, thinking that they had the one up on you. And they also thought, for some of them, dear one, you know, these people, you know, who are part of the streets that are talking about you, dear one, they thought that, you know, that you would be in the same bag, the same predicament, you know, the same limitations and constrictions in life as they are, okay? So these are certain individuals, dear one, you know, in the streets that, you know, they made certain, you know, life decisions. They made certain choices, and, you know, they had to suffer for those consequences for the choices that they made. And they thought that, you know, this was, you know, normal. You know, they from the streets, you know, they from the hood. And, you know, when you do certain things, when you do A, either B, C, or D is going to happen. And so they looked at you, dear one, and so now they're pissed off because they're like, well, how in the hell is it that Lisa, you Lisa, how in the hell is it that JoJo, you JoJo, how did they make it and I didn't? We grew up in the same neighborhood. We had the same type of circumstances. We had the same type of background. We had the same type of limitations, you know. Some of us, you know, some of them are saying, you know, we are part of the same racial community, or, you know, we're the same gender, or we're the same this or same that. They were trying to, you know, keep, you know, their limitations and their restrictions on life, dear one, and then compare your life to theirs and say, well, you know, if I only got to a level 4, then, you know, Lisa or JoJo, you know, they shouldn't get no higher than me because, hell, we came from the same place. And then on top of that, you know, I had more street smarts, I had more savvy, I had more this and more that. So actually they should be beneath me. But now that I see they have, you know, have escaped, you know, they have relocated, they have, you know, done a new thing with their life, they have bossed up and left me behind, left us behind, you know, I'm fucking salty because how the hell did they make it and I didn't? How the hell did they escape these certain traps that I got caught up in, you know? So you got people, dear one, for those of you guys come through spirit that chose pile 1. These are people, dear one, that feel as though in comparison to you, that you all should either be on the same level because you kind of grew up the same, or you had the same disadvantages, or they feel as though you should be beneath them because, you know, regardless of how you guys, you know, grew up, or regardless of, you know, certain environments that you were in when you were around these people, you know, the streets are saying, hell, they should be above you. How is it that you just passed them up? And, you know, they had more money, they had more clout, they had more options, they thought, than you. Or some of them are saying, you know, they had more street savvy than you, you know. They might have been doing things sketchy in order to get their money. You know, you might have been the type of person that they were talking about behind your back because they were like, oh, this person is so square. You know, this person is so naive. They so gullible. They don't know about how the world works, man. They don't know what's going on in these streets, you know. They don't know how to get money, okay? And then fast forward, you know, those particular people, dear one, you know, they ended up their life took a whole nother trajectory. You know, they ended up in jail. They ended up in prison. You know, they ended up with babies that they don't love, that they can't take care of, by a person that they can't stand, by a person that abandoned them. You know, they ended up in all types of situations. But when it was going down, dear one, it was all good in the neighborhood because they thought that they were better than you. And also they thought that they were on the same level. You were on the same level as them, and that you would never pass them up. But you did. Come through, spirit. And because of that, dear one, I want you to know they're very salty, okay? They're very bitter. They're very petty, okay? These are people that are also watching you guys, okay? So if you guys are online, okay, yeah, that's how they're watching you. You know, they're lurking, you know, they're keeping tabs on you. And then they're talking about you, dear one. You know, you see how my cell phone, you know, how it rang in the middle of the, well, not the middle, in the beginning of the live stream, you know? It's kind of like, you know, people are, it's kind of like, you know, what's that slogan that I'm trying to say? It's like action, read all about it. Y'all need to, have y'all heard about what's going on with Lisa? Have y'all heard about what's going on with JoJo? You know, what the collective, have you seen them? Have you seen their social media? Have you seen them do this? Have you seen them do that? Oh, I got to tell you the tea, girl. I got to tell you this. I got to tell you that. And it's like, meanwhile, you know, you're off doing your thing, okay, with your head down and get your money up. But these people, dear one, the way that they're talking about you, come through, spirit, the way that they can't keep your name out of their mouth, you would think that they're getting paid. So I'm telling y'all, a lot of you guys, particularly for those of you guys who chose pile one, you all got free publicity, okay? It's giving, you know, I'm popping out. It's giving, before it's all said and done, before it's all said and done, not only are these people from the streets gonna know my name, but everybody gonna know my name. And if they talking now, baby, they ain't seen nothing yet, okay? So they might as well just get ready to eat their hearts out because it's coming, okay? So they watching it every move, and every time you do something, every time you go someplace different, every time something else happens, you know, where they see you leveling up, okay? It's like the latest news, you know, y'all got people watching y'all like you a goddamn reality TV show, okay? Come through, spirit. I want you to know that, okay? So, dear one, that's a little bit about, you know, the energy, you know, from the streets, okay, that are talking about you guys, okay? So let's get into some more tea, you guys, okay? What are the streets talking, okay? What are they saying about you? Oh boy, we started off getting janky already. Okay, spirit, well, let's get into it, okay? The first message that I have, you guys, is ritual sacrifice. Ritual sacrifice, yeah. So, dear one, the streets are talking about how you guys avoided, again, you avoided some type of trap, okay? This could have been a trap from people that knew you, like, you know, your own raggedy, janky ass, good for nothing ass family, okay, that everybody knew about because, you know, they knew you and they knew your family, okay? And also, dear one, this could be people in your community, your old past community, or your own neighborhood, where, again, you know, there was that green-eyed envy, okay? You guys may have stuck out like a sore thumb, you know, amongst, you know, a bunch of, you know, goddamn cubic zirconiums. You guys were that diamond in the rough, and people always, dear one, they had their eyes on you. They were always checking for you. They were always placing bets on you to see if you would go down, to see if you would fall in that trap, to see if you would be gullible to accept that party, you know? Oh, JoJo, oh, Lisa, let me come and invite you to this party, girl. Let me invite you to this party, homie. Don't be tardy for the party. But, you know, something stopped you guys from going. You know, it was spirit, dare I say, okay? Because you guys were surrounded by a pack of wolves, and the streets was talking now. They like, damn, you know, every trap we set for JoJo, every trap we set for Lisa, you know, they invaded that shit. You know, what they working with, okay? I need to find out what they working with because, you know, hell, everybody else that we set up, okay, it's smooth sailing. But, you know, this bitch right here, this mofo right here, what they got going on, okay? So, dear one, I want you guys to know the streets are talking about how, you know, you avoided some type of trap, some type of ritual sacrifice where in the person, you know, or the group of people, dear one, they try to trap you in many ways, you know. All the time, a ritual sacrifice doesn't have to necessarily mean that they're trying to, you know, take you out, okay, like they're trying to murk you. Sometimes, dear one, it means that, you know, say, for example, you're the bright and shining star in the neighborhood and people are watching you and you're trying to, you know, get a scholarship to go off to college to, you know, be a ball player, or, you know, ladies, you know, get a volleyball scholarship, or, you know, get a scholarship based on your academics. You know, you're finding a way out where other people, dear one, they don't have what you have, so they can't do what you do to get out. And so one of the ritual sacrifices was that people, dear one, they were gunning for trying to sabotage you guys in some way, shape, or form, so that you would not be able to get up and get out and to make a better life for yourself, and to, you know, be upwardly mobile, to be independent, to be self-sufficient. Okay, some of you guys, you use the military to get out of your raggedy ass hometown. Some of you guys, you use going to the uni to get out of your raggedy ass hometown. Okay, some of you guys, you know, you took the first train smoking. You know, you're like, I'm gonna go to this place, I'm gonna travel here. You know, maybe I want to be an expat. Maybe I want to, you know, join the Peace Corps. Maybe I want to travel and, you know, teach English in a foreign country just to get the fuck away from here. So it was something, dear one, that you did. Okay, you literally did some type of switch on their ass. You did like a Uno reverse on their ass, and they're bitter and they're salty because they're like, you know what? I feel like this bitch played us. I feel like this mofo played us, because they were all up in our faces, you know, kikiing and smiling and shit. But, you know, deep down inside, you know, they weren't like us. You know, they were just trying to pretend to be like us. And indeed, dear one, I'm hearing from Spirit that this is the case for some of you guys. A lot of you guys learned that you had to, you know, play. I'm hearing, you know, play a fool to catch a fool. Some of you guys, you had to deliberately dim your light because you knew that you were surrounded by a pack of wolves, and that it was very dangerous for you to show what you were working with. Okay, some of you guys, you had to dim down your beauty. You had to dim down your attractiveness. You had to dim down your intelligence. Some of you guys, you were rolling around people, you know, with they dumb asses. Some of them probably never even graduated from high school, let alone hit the uni. Or if they did, they barely made it. Here you are, just smart, beautiful, and intelligent as you want to be. And, you know, you using words, or you knew words that they didn't know nothing about. So you learn early, you know, dumb yourself down, you know, let me just not say that word. Let me not say nothing about this. Let me just try to go along to get along. Let me not rock the boat. And it wasn't because you guys had low self-esteem. No, it wasn't that at all. It's because deep down in the core of you, dear one, you knew that who you was around, that people around you were janky, and that they were envious of you, and they wasn't safe. It wasn't necessarily safe for you to show who you are and to show, you know, what you're working with. So by doing that, dear one, you avoided some type of ritual sacrifice. Yeah, you avoided some type of, you know, trap where they had set for you, dear one, where they were going to sabotage your chances to get out of there by getting a chance to get a scholarship to go off to school or go to the military. Or, you know, you want to be, you know, a single powerful being, whether you were divine feminine or divine masculine. And, you know, there was someone in your community, the streets are talking about how they was gunning for you, baby. They wanted to make you, you know, another baby mama, a baby mama number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, keep counting, baby. God damn. Okay, yeah, they wanted to make, you know, some other type of side chick. You know, they wanted to hem you up in some type of way so that, you know, all the other girls in the community in the streets would be like, yeah, this bitch thinks she all that. You know, she think that she gonna get this going on, she thinks she gonna get that going on, and this and that. Hell, fuck that bitch. You know, she ain't no better than us. And some of them, dear one, they were trying to, you know, smile in your face, kiki, hey girl, you know, I want to invite you to this party. I want to hook you up with my brother. My brother been saying, you know, he like you, girl. He think you look good, girl. He think you fine. Stay away from her brother. That's a motherfucking trap. Okay, yeah, they were trying to set you up, dear one, with their brothers, with their cousins, with they this, with they that. And I'm hearing from Spirit that it was nothing but a trap, dear one. They wanted to lock you down. They wanted you to be just like them. They wanted you to be a part of the, you know, the single and miserable, you know, baby mama crew, you know. And then once a month, you know, all of y'all get in the car, kick it together, go to the prison, you know, and see y'all prison bays, y'all prison booze, you know. Girl, you got to go to the mall and get your nails done, get your hair done, because you're going to see your prison bae, you know. They wanted you to be just like them, okay? But you know, Spirit had different plans for you guys, okay? You avoided that ritual sacrifice, okay? Some of them did one, they wanted to set you guys up so that you can be at the wrong place at the wrong time, so that you can be violated, okay? Somebody wanted to put something in your drink when you was at that party, okay? Somebody wanted to get you caught up in a situation where all of a sudden you're in an altercation based on some dumbass he say, she say shit. I heard you looking at my man. Bitch, I don't want that raggedy motherfucker. He looking at me. You need to check him. Don't check me, bitch. Keep a leash on that motherfucker if you can't control him, ho. Come through, spirit. Yeah, they wanted to set you up, dear one. I heard you was looking at my man calling you, and then next thing you know, dear one, trying to surround you. They trying to jump on you, like a bunch of ravenous pack of wolves. Somebody got a bat. Somebody got a razor blade. Somebody don't like the fact that your hair is pretty, baby, and it looks longer and better than theirs. Watch it. Somebody don't like the fact, dear one, that your skin and your complexion is smoother than theirs, baby. Melanin popping. And so they had a razor blade in their hand, okay? Yeah, they wanted to hit you a ritual sacrifice. Yeah, this bitch thinks she looks so good. My man looking at her. But I bet you after this hoe come to this party and we set her up, I bet you ain't nobody else gonna be looking at this hoe, because I'm gonna fuck her face up. I'm gonna fuck her hair up. And for somebody, dear one, my God, I don't know who you are, but as I'm in the ethers, baby girl, somebody has set you up. I'm hearing acid. Incident there. Yeah. Somebody was so envious of your beautiful face. I'm getting that you have like, you could be bicultural. It's giving like Greek / Italian ancestry, or Mexican and Italian, or Mexican and black, or Puerto Rican, and it's some type of beautiful mixture, beautiful collage of, your ancestry between your mother and your father, okay? And, you just was like really making a lot of people pissed off because they janky ass, raggedy ass baby daddies, or some of them baby mamas, and some of y'all same sex, opposite sex. Some of y'all, you had people that was on the other side of the team, the other side of the rainbow, looking at you, and then they lover, they current, was getting mad at you, and they knew, dear one, that you didn't even swing that way, but they didn't care. They wanted to eliminate the threat, okay? And so they wanted to fuck up your face. I want you guys to know on this day, Spirit wants to let you guys know. Now, see, this might have happened a long time ago, but at the time that you might have gotten a download, you may not have been ready for that raw truth, okay? That might could have rocked your world. That might could have made you a little bit emotionally, imbalanced, because you were still perhaps around that environment. But now that you're up and out, dear one, now that you have ascended, now that you're very emotionally mature, you're spiritually protected and grounded, a lot of you guys, Spirit wanted you to show up here today to let you know that the streets are talking, baby. And a lot of them are talking about how, they wish they could have got your ass, okay? But you escaped, okay? They wish they could have fucked up that pretty face of yours, okay? I'm hearing pretty bitch, okay? Yeah. They wish they could have fucked up your face, okay? They wish they could have slashed your face. They could have put acid on your face, bleach on your face. They wish they could have cut and chopped off your hair. They wish they could have jumped you and blackened your eye. Some kind of weird ass, ghetto ass, skid row ass shit like this, okay? So there was a lot of ways, dear one, come through, Spirit. I'm in the ethers, y'all. Hold me back, Spirit. I don't want to be on here for 4 or 5 hours. Okay? But I'm hearing from Spirit, you guys, there were a lot of ways that, the streets are talking about how people were gunning for you guys. And you guys didn't even have any type of idea, because a lot of these janky mofos, they hid themselves. They presented themselves to be your friend. Some of these people, they might have had sleepovers at your house. They might have been eating dinner at your table, okay? You might have been getting on a school bus with them, you might have been, getting on, sharing an Uber ride with them, they might have been your work bestie, okay? Y'all might have been traveling on the metro train together, okay? Something might have went down. They might have been with you, calling themselves to be your bestie, or your brother from another mother, or your sister from another mister, because they happen to be there when you went through a crisis, a breakup, okay, a death in the family, a birth of a baby, and they thought that solidified their place in your life, their loyalty in your life. But I want you to know, dear one, this type of person was always treacherous. It's just that at the time they were really cloaking and covering up their agenda, because that time, dear one, they thought that you were not that type of threat where you would go beyond them, where you would see through them, where you would surpass them in some way, shape, or form. They felt safe. They felt comfortable around you at that time. But the more and more that you began to rise up, then their fangs began to show. Now, see, they were too coward as to, step to you and say, I got a problem with you, bitch, because my man keep looking at you, or I keep hearing all this he say, she say, and I want to get to the bottom of this. No, they was never gonna say that, dear one. But they were, in the process of trying to, devise some type of scheme, some type of plan, okay, while still trying to appear to be your friend so that they can commit their own version of a ritual sacrifice against you. But you escaped it, but you got out, but you made it, okay? And don't you know, dear one, this could be 2 years ago, this could be 5 years ago, for some of y'all, hell, it could be, 6 or more years ago. But I want you guys to know, dear one, that as people are watching you now, the streets are still talking about you. They hate the fact that you got away. They hate the fact that you were able to level up. They hate the fact that you're so spiritually protected that you were able to escape those, those traps that were set for you, because of all intents and purposes, they looked at you, dear one, and they thought that you were an easy mark, okay? Yeah, maybe you smiled a little bit more than, they did. And so they thought that, you were gullible, you were stupid, okay? Maybe it was because of your baby face, they thought that you were gullible, you were stupid, okay? Maybe it was because, even though when you was in the hood, you either grew up in a double family home, the mama and daddy was there, not saying it was perfect, but hell, you had two there and they only had one. So, they thought that you was gullible and stupid because you wasn't in the streets like them, okay? Or for some of you guys, maybe you grew up in a, single family home, maybe perhaps just like they did. But, that one parent that was there, they was holding it down, baby, to the best of their ability, and enough for you to be able to, get up and get the hell up out of there and make a better life for yourself so that they can sit back and be proud of you that you made it out even though they couldn't, okay? So for some of you guys, it was a situation like that. And these janky motherfuckers, come through spirit, they still talking about you. Ooh, they wish they could have got you. Ooh, they wish they could have set you up. Ooh, they wish that, they would have had an opportunity to, corner your ass, to gang up on your ass, to beat you up, to embarrass you or humiliate you in some type of way, shape, or form. I'm also hearing public humiliation. They wanted to use you, make an example out of you, dear one, all because compared to you, with their secretly competing against you, by them, enrolling you in competitions, dear one, that you didn't know nothing about. All because of that, they had made up in their mind that, the streets wasn't big enough for both you and them, so they had to take you out, okay? But God, come through spirit, okay? Now, the next message we have, dear one, is you're a healer. You're a healer. But it's in reverse, okay? Yeah. So a lot of people, dear one, the streets are talking about how, they recognize that, there's something very different about you. This was something that, perhaps they weren't able to, pinpoint, once upon a time. It's just now recently that as they have been watching you, they have been noticed, okay, now I know why this hoe was so different. Now I know why she would always say no when we said yes, or why she would always turn this down when we offered this. Or, you guys were the type of people, dear one. For some of you guys, I'm hearing popular loner. For others of you guys, I'm hearing ambivert, okay? It was like you could go both ways, You popped out outside having fun, you had friends, but then you also were the type of person where, it didn't hurt you to be by yourself because you weren't codependent. So it depended on the situation, it depended on the time. You could roll with people or you could be by yourself, okay? And this made you very different because you were oftentimes around people where they were either one or the other. They were either very, very antisocial and they didn't have any friends and people just looked at them and thought they were weird, or they were outside outside, and they were to the point where people didn't want to hang around them because they was like, "Ooh, this person got a bad reputation. This person is known to get in trouble. This person is known to get caught up. This person is trouble. If you hang around them, your ass gonna be in trouble too, just because of who you rolling with." But you, dear one, it was something very different about you. I'm hearing that you guys had this type of energy on you, come through spirit, where you were able to really get along with a lot of different people from a lot of different walks of life. Okay, so you guys were able to deal with people who were, smart and intellectual, people that were loners, people that, was popular, people that, maybe they grew up on the wrong side of the tracks, but it was something about you where they kind of like let their guard down and let you in. So there was, this type of thing that you had on you, dear one, where a lot of people were very envious of that. They were envious of the fact that, you can get along with a lot of different types of people. And they knew that, dear one day this would take you far, because you had certain people, they were afraid to venture out, on the other side of the tracks and get to know different people based on different races, different cultures, different languages, different lifestyles. But you were not that person. And they knew, dear one, that you would be the type of person that would go far, because you were not limited in your thinking, even though you were surrounded at that time by a bunch of people who were limited, even though you may have been surrounded in a community that was very limited in terms of belief systems and even options and choices, dear one. But people always saw you as someone that had options, that had choices. Okay, so now, dear one, people are looking at you and saying, now I get it. Okay, this person is a healer, this person is different, this is a star seed, this is an indigo, this is a crystal child, this is a rainbow child. Okay, this is someone that is very empathic, this is someone that, this is a light worker here. Okay, this is someone, dear one, they were born to be different, they were born to stand out. This is a trendsetter here. Okay, this is why no matter what we try to do to force them to fit in, they would never fit in. It was something about them that stood out. It was something about them that made us want to follow them, even though part of us was still very much so envious of them at the same time. Come through spirit. So these are the talk of the town. This is the streets talking about you, dear one. And now they're able to, fast forward to now, put two and two together and say, this is why, they are the way they are. This is why they said certain things, or, they were so different, they read things that we thought was weird. They said things that we thought was weird. They had different interests outside of us, we were interested in boys. We were interested in, puff pass. We were interested in drinking and experimenting. And they were always, saying this crazy stuff like, I think aliens really do exist. I think this and that and that and this. And people will look at you like, what? Girl, what the hell are you talking about? Bruh, what the hell are you talking about? But boy, hit this blunt and shut up talking that crazy shit. We about to go to the club and make it rain. You over here talking about this and talking about that. Ain't nobody in this neighborhood ever been no pilot. Ain't nobody, in the neighborhood ever did this, ever did that. Boy, stop that pipe dreaming and hit this blunt, fool, So come through spirit. This is what I'm hearing in the ethers now. A lot of you guys, even when you were younger, in your younger years, when you were surrounded by a lot of people that had limited thinking based on, their upbringing and based on what they saw around them, you guys were always the type of people that could see beyond that. You were like, I know that this is all that this community, this environment, this group, these people, even my family have to offer. But I already know, I already have a vision. I've already been given the word that I'm going to go farther than them. That this is not going to be where I end up. This is just going to be where I start. And even if you didn't say that to people around you, it was something in your energy that exuded that, any type of limitation that was on your life was only temporary, where those around you, dear one, this was their lot in life. This was, permanent for them. And it gave them a sense of envy, even though they couldn't quite put their finger on it, dear one. Yeah, you were a healer. You were meant to heal yourself, okay? You were meant to, break generational curses, okay? You were meant to be a trailblazer. You were able to look at a certain situation where it looked like there was a glass ceiling and that you could only go so far, and then bust through that motherfucker and say, can't nothing or nobody hold me back. I know who I am. And everybody else was like, girl, why you talking like that? Bruh, why you talking like that? Now they know why, dear one. This is how the streets are talking about you. Come through, spirit. Let me pull some more cards for you guys, okay? Collective, what are the streets saying about you? This one wanted to just pop right on out, okay? Let's see. Wow, interesting. Okay, dear one, the next message says, secret society stalking you, okay? Secret society stalking you. So the streets are talking, dear one, about how you're so different, you're so rare, that you guys have a lot of people where when you go out in public, you know, some of you guys, you may be the type of person where you like, shit, Sage, I just like to stay home, because it seems like every time I go out and about, every time I'm in public or around a crowd or around a bunch of strange people that I don't know, it's like, you know, some weird ass activity, you know? It's just like people just be looking at me, staring at me. It's like I be driving, motherfuckers trying to cut me off out of nowhere. Motherfuckers be tailgating me and shit. And I'm like, what the hell, you know? I could be in a damn grocery store, you know? I'm just trying to get some I'm just trying to get some sauce for my stir fry so I can head back home and cook for me and my little one. And damn, as soon as I'm in aisle 4, here come everybody named mama smothering me. I can't even fucking breathe. I can't look to the left, somebody elbowing me to the left. I can't look to the right, somebody goddamn child about to run into my fucking ankle with their cart, you know? Is somebody always want to confront me. Somebody always want to be in my energy. Come through, spirit. And you know, dear one, you know, the streets are talking about how, whether you guys realize it or not, you guys have a lot of people who are in positions of power and authority who are very threatened by you guys, and it's like they want to keep an eye on you. It's like they want to watch you. It's like, you know, they want to, you know, subject you to little things to kind of rage bait you to see how you will react, okay? It's like, you know, they want to, you know, look at you like you're some goddamn science experiment, and then they want to look at you and say, well, I wonder if we do this, how will the subject react, okay? Will she A, cuss them out? Will she B, walk away? Will she C, look at me or look at them like, you know, they're a goddamn fool, okay? What will she do? It's like they want to study you, dear one, because they already know you're different, you know? They already know you're different. They already know that you guys come from a different bloodline. They already know that you're working with something they're not working with. So it's like they're trying to, you know, figure you out. You know, they're trying to figure out what is your blueprint so that, you know, when it comes down to it, they'll either decide whether or not they want to recruit you because you got something that they need, you got something that they want, you got something that they don't have, okay? Or they want to decide that if you're too bold, if you're too much of a threat and your influence is too powerful that it scares them, you know, they want to figure out ways of how they might want to neutralize you, how they might want to silence you, how they just want to, you know, gang stalk and harass and just fuck with you and torment you, so that you'll just get to the point where, you know, you don't want to pop out no more. You don't want to be special no more. You don't want to live out your purpose and destiny anymore because you're so tired of these raggedy, weird ass motherfuckers following you, harassing you, gang stalking you, sending honey pots towards you, you know, sending people to try to befriend you, sending people that's trying to come up into your life, dear one, posing as a friend when they really a goddamn snake, and vice versa. Or every job you go to, you know, is good for the first 2-3 months while you're on probation, and then as soon as you get settled, soon as you get used to it, okay, then all of a sudden here come the things, and now everybody want to, you know, workplace harass you, workplace bully you, sexual harass you, and you're like, god damn, can a bitch live and just pay her bills, you know? Or, you know, you bros out there, god damn, can a motherfucker just, you know, can I give my dick to who I want to give my dick to? Damn, I got a woman at home. Or, you know, even if you into same sex, damn, I got my boo at home, god damn, leave me the fuck alone. I just came here to get my first and 15th. Can a motherfucker live? Okay? Yeah. So it's like, dear one, come through, spirit. Whether you guys are single or whether you're in a relationship, okay? Whether you are a popular loner or whether you like to be around people, whether you are, you know, straight or whether you gay, is always a motherfucker trying to come at you and fuck with you because they're like, this person is different, you know? I just want to see how they're going to react. I just want to see what they're going to do. I just want to, you know, I want to get to the blueprint. What makes them tick? What makes them pissed off? What makes them happy, dear one? So the streets are talking about you. Now, a lot of you guys, dear one, and some of you guys may be aware, some of you guys may not be aware, but a lot of you guys, dear one, you have been put through all types of, public humiliation rituals, to embarrass you, to humiliate you, to undermine or sabotage you. And you guys may not have even known it because you're so tough, you're so built to survive that when another hit came, you just said, well, hell, here come another. Okay, let me just dust myself up and try again. Let me just go left because it seemed like I'm getting a lot of resistance when I go right. Okay, you guys just learn how to, move over and bust through those obstacles and those barriers. And it's got a lot of people scratching their head like, what the hell? What is going on here? How did they get over that? How did they get over that person so quickly? How did they, get over that situation? How did they find another job so quickly? How did they just create a job because, they got tired of getting fired? How did that happen? What is going on with this person? So you got people, dear one, whether you guys are aware that, people were, fucking with you, trying to put you into some type of goddamn Truman Show, or whether you guys were not aware, people are still, they're very intrigued by you. They're watching. They're like, evidently, this person got the sauce. Evidently, this person, they're very divinely protected. Evidently, this person is down with the shit. They know some things because ain't no way in the hell an average person, can do what they do, can do what they did, okay? Can escape what they escaped. Now, I know I've been doing this shit for a long time, okay? Ain't no way in the hell that they was able to do this by themselves, okay? Yeah, something's going on with this person. So, dear one, the streets are talking about how they're almost talking about you, dear one, like you're human, like you're not human, okay? I'm hearing X-Men, X-woman. You got something different going on. What type of chromosomes you got going on? What type of DNA you got going on, girl? Something going on now. Yeah, the streets are talking about you, dear one. Okay, I want you guys to know that. Okay, I'm gonna pull a couple more cards for those of you guys who chose pile 1, and then I'm gonna give you guys some signs before we move on to pile 2. Okay. All right. The streets are talking about you, collective, okay? The streets are definitely talking, okay? What are they saying, okay? We have the Ace of Swords in reverse, the Ace of Swords in reverse, yeah. The streets are talking, dear one, about how you guys are so smooth with it. You don't even have to verbally confront a person, or you don't even have to catch a person in their lies. You don't even have to go the route of saying, yeah, I know that's a lie. I know what you up to. I know what you did. I know what you all about. Nah, you guys are very smooth with it, okay? You give people enough rope to hang themselves, okay? And so the streets are talking about how, people never really realize, how you have seen through them, how you have seen through the mask, okay? Until after you're long gone, okay? And then they realize, damn, how did they figure me out? How did they know I was wearing a mask? How did they know what my intentions or what my agendas are? How did they know I was lying? Okay, I'm hearing from spirit, a lot of people, dear one, they're really pissed off at the fact that, they feel as though you played them in some way, shape, or form. Because you played the game too well, okay? I'm hearing you played chess, not checkers, okay? You didn't show everybody. You didn't show your hidden enemy. You didn't show the enemies that spirit had exposed to you. You didn't show them your hand. You didn't let the left hand know what the right one was doing. You gave them no time, dear one, to try to figure out a strategy to undermine and sabotage your ass, You just played it cool. You just pretended as though you didn't know that they were lying, okay? You were shaking your head and nodding your head, yeah, I hear you. Oh, yeah, Meanwhile, you was getting your plans together. You was packing your bags, hiding a bag here, hiding a suitcase there, stashing some cash here, putting something in your name over there, so that when the time came, okay, there would have to be no explaining. There would have to be no announcement. The motherfucker would just wake up one day or come home from work and see that you fucking gone, and it ain't a motherfucking thing he could do about it to stop it because you already left. Come through, spirit. So this is somebody's story now. How somebody feels as though, oh my God, this person, they outsmarted me. They outwitted me. They were able to tell that I was lying, that I was deceitful. And some of them, dear one, they're so pissed off at you. They like, this person is deceitful. This person is, this person, they're deceptive. And it's so crazy because it's like they're literally projecting, dear one. This is what the streets are saying. Because you outwitted, you outsmarted a demon, okay? You outwitted, you outsmarted someone that is the biggest liar, or the one that was around you that was lying his motherfucking or her motherfucking head off, just because you outplayed them, you outranked them, okay? Yeah, you ghosted their ass before they got an opportunity to really stick their, their claws into you, dear one. Now they're, running around in the streets telling everybody that will listen that, you're the liar, you're the cheater, you played them, you tricked them, you made them think that, it was just you and them. You made them think that, you was going to be in it to win it, that you was down for that person, that you would never leave, You made them feel like, no matter what went down, through the good, through the bad, you would be there. And then the minute that, it got bad, you left. Listen to these motherfuckers crying in their beer, okay? They mad, dear one, that you out them. They're mad that you didn't stick around dealing with that fake ass loyalty and dealing with their ass knowing that you had an opportunity to get out. And so now they mad. Now they trying to play victim. But I'm hearing from spirit, dear one, come through spirit. The people that they're talking to in the streets about you already know that this motherfucker is just lying. They already know they janky. They already know that they full shit, okay? And a lot of them, dear one, they're secretly rooting for the fact that you got away. They're secretly rooting for the fact that, you were so smooth with it that they didn't even see it coming, okay? And a lot of people, dear one, they're saying that's what they get, okay? Yeah, you made a fool out of somebody. Somebody that thought that he or she was the shit, that thought that they could not be outsmarted. They thought that they could not be outwitted, but they were, dear one, and they were outsmarted and outwitted by little old you. Little old empathic you, okay? Some of you guys, people look at you guys and, they think that just because, they're judging the book by the cover, they think that just because you're a small, pretty, petite little thing, that you just gullible, you so dumb, you don't notice about that. They could tell you anything, you gonna smile and believe it. But dear one, I'm hearing from spirit, their underestimation of you is like, that was the game changer for you. That was your secret weapon that helped you to get on and get out, okay? And now they mad, now they talking, okay? All right. I'm gonna pull one more card for you guys, okay? The streets are talking about you, okay? And what are they saying, okay? Let's see. All right. All right, dear. Oh, very interesting. Okay, so we have the color, or not the color. We have the card cleanse. We have the card cleanse. Okay, yeah. The streets are talking, dear one, about how you guys were able to, I'm hearing, go sober. I'm hearing, clean up your act. Okay, I'm hearing clean up your life. Okay, there are people, dear one, that had betted that, you would always be in that type of situation where you would be down and out, or you would be depressed, or you would be using certain things or certain substances to escape because of the harsh reality that you had to live, because a lot of you guys, you didn't have that support. A lot of you guys, it's like everywhere you turn to, people were betraying you, turning against you. And it just got to a point where you were like, well, damn, what's the use of this? What's the worth? Why is it worth it to try to continue to be nice to people and be loving to people when all they want to do is just bend over and give me their whole entire ass to kiss? I'm tired of dealing with these people. I'm tired of dealing with this shit. I know that, I know about karma, but damn, I feel as though, all of the shit that I've gone through, I'm taking on my karma and somebody else's, because there's no way in hell that I should have to deal with all of this, okay? So some of you guys, dear one, the streets are talking about how you guys were able to, turn a situation that was very negative, that was very toxic, okay, that caused you guys to, for a season, just a season of your life, to really, not live your best self, okay? You could have been caught up in some type of situation, okay? Some of you guys, you could have been caught up in some type of scandal, okay? You could have been caught up in a toxic relationship, you could have been caught up in a season where you were dealing with, poverty and lack, okay? Some of you guys, in order to, escape some type of trauma, okay? You may have resorted to, smoking a lot, or drinking a lot, or, doing some of this or doing some of that, okay? Some of you guys, I'm hearing from spirit, there might have been a season, boo, where you might have gotten addicted to, painkillers, okay? You might have gotten into an accident and you meant to only be on that prescription for just a short time, but a short time turned into a long time. And then you found yourself battling with some type of demon that you was trying to get off your back, a monkey you was trying to get off your back, and it seemed like you would never get your life together. But then you hit a breakthrough, and then one day of sobriety became two became a week became a month, and so on and so on. Come through, Spirit. And there are people in the streets now. I want you to know, dear one, there are people in the streets that are talking about you and they're scratching their head and they can't figure out, how are you able to get sober? How are you able to make it? You didn't go to Al-Anon. You didn't go to any type of 12-step program. You didn't go to any type of rehab, okay? How is it that you didn't lose your mind, okay? You might have had, what we call a breakdown, but I'm hearing from Spirit, the breakdown led to a breakthrough. And people still looking at you like, what? How in the hell did that happen, okay? People are looking at you, dear one, and the streets are talking about how they know some of the things that you have gone through. You shouldn't even know your first from your last name, okay? You should be locked up, or you should be on heavy drugs. Some of y'all, they saying you should be, under a bridge with a goddamn soup cup, okay? Yeah, some of them saying you should be rocking back and forth, frothing at the mouth, not knowing your first and last name and what day it is because of what you went through. It would have taken out the average person, but it didn't take you out, dear one. You got clean. You got sober. You turned your life around, okay? And people are like trying to figure out, how did you do that? Okay. A lot of you guys, you have also undergone some type of spiritual awakening. Yeah. The streets are talking, they notice that not only do you look different, but you talk different. Okay. Your vibe is different. Your interests, your hobbies are different. The type of people that you want to vibe with and hang out with are totally different. It's like you're cleansed now. I'm hearing you're purified. I'm hearing you have been redeemed, okay, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. And the streets are talking, dear one, because they're trying to figure out, how did you do it, okay? Yeah, I want you to know that, okay? You guys who chose Pile 1, give yourself a hand clap. Give yourself your flowers. Give yourself a pat on the back, dear one, because you made it, baby. You survived something that was so treacherous, so tumultuous, so, just mind altering, that would have snuffed out the average person. But you did that shit. You made it on your own. And a lot of you guys, you did it with no help, no support, no love, no money, no merc. Okay? Come through, Spirit. You did it by yourself, dear one. And the streets are talking. Okay? Come through, Spirit. So I'm going to give you guys some signs now. For those of you guys who chose Pile 1, okay, then we're going to come through, Spirit, with that confirmation. Yeah, Spirit said, yes, indeed, y'all made it, okay? Clap for yourself. Give yourself some dap, okay? Pop your collars. Talk your shit. Pop your shit, okay? Who going to check you? Nobody. Because you made it, dear one. You made it out of tough situations that the average person, it would have taken them straight up out of here. Come through, Spirit. Yes, indeed. All right, let me give y'all some signs. Come through, Spirit. For those of you guys where this message most resonates, you or they, dear one, could very well be a Pisces, Aries, Gemini, Aquarius, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. Come through, Spirit. I'm also hearing Scorpio rising. I just heard Valerie. That could be somebody's name that just wanted to pop through, okay? Virgo rising, Cancer moon, Aries rising, and Aries moon, if I didn't say so already, okay? That's all I'm hearing. Okay, so that's for those of you guys who chose Pile 1, you guys, okay? Yeah, you guys are very powerful, very strong, very resilient. And the streets are talking about how you did it. The streets are talking about how you avoided the traps, okay? The streets are asking themselves, damn, is this bitch human? Is this mofo human? Okay? I'm hearing X-Man, X-woman. They looking at you like you some type of goddamn superhero, okay? Because some of the things that you went through, okay, yeah, this is the stuff that you see in the movies. This is the stuff that you see in sci-fi, but this is your real life. This is your story. And a lot of you guys do want, you dare not tell anybody, because you know what? Half of them, they wouldn't believe you. Yeah. Some of you guys, you dare not tell anybody what you went through, dear one, because they'll try to use, that against you, okay? And they don't deserve, not everyone deserves to hear your story. Come through, Spirit. You got to find people like-minded that can handle your truth, because can't everybody handle it, okay? Some of y'all, you don't take your truth to the grave because they can't handle it. But it was real, okay? You know where it went down, because goddamn it, you was there when it was happening. Okay? Come through, Spirit. So that's for those of you guys who chose Pile 1, okay? So now, thank you, Spirit. I was about to get into it before I read the card. So now, for those of you guys who chose Pile 2, we have the card again, you guys. Longing, missing you, let's talk, and reunion. It was in reverse, okay? So, the streets are talking about you, dear one, and the people that are a part of these streets, this has something to do with some type of, intimate connection. Somebody, dear one, they're going out of their way to try to pretend as though, you're not important, you're irrelevant, that you didn't really, break them down, okay? Yeah, you didn't really hurt their ego, you ain't fade nothing, you didn't cause no type of mishap in their life. But this person is lying, dear one. They're really just trying to, say these things to make themselves feel better and to make themselves sleep better at night, okay? The streets are talking about how, this person could have been a player. Come through, spirit, but you played the player, okay? Now you got the player, crying in their beard. Now you got the player, trying to hang up their player jersey and say, you know what? I thought that I could go and get another Lisa. I thought that I could go and get another JoJo, but goddamn, these streets have tore me down. I'm tired now. I'm ready to settle down. And so now the streets are talking, dear one, about, when you was ready to deal with this person, they wasn't ready to deal with you, okay? Because they were still on that play, okay? They thought that I'm hearing forever young, okay? This person, dear one, the streets are talking about how this particular person, they thought that they would never age, they would never get old, they thought that they would always have a plethora of hoes, okay? I'm hearing there's some hoes in this house. Yeah, this is the type of person, dear one, where, they had, hoes there, here, hoes there, hoes everywhere. They had hoes in every different area code there, okay? And they just wanted to, play with you, dear one. I'm hearing like cat and mouse, okay? But you guys learned that this person was not your cup of tea. You guys learned that this person was all talk, no action. You guys learned that, this person did not have what it takes to, be with you and to help you level up or to build with you, okay? This person was bad news. This person was a liability, come through, spirit, rather than an asset. And so because of that, dear one, the streets are talking about, this person, they're really still longing for you. They're really still holding some type of torch, okay? People are talking about if this person is currently in a relationship, okay, or a relationship, people are saying, this is just a beard. This is just a front or a cover. This is just to present some type of optical illusion that they have moved on, dear one. But everybody in the streets, everybody around them, their homeboys, their homegirls, okay, the people that they work with, network with, even people in their family, know, dear one, that there's a certain part of this person's heart that you have, and you're always going to have it because this person secretly had put you on a pedestal, even though they were on that play, and they thought, dear one, that you would never leave, and that, once they got through getting a hoe out of them, getting out of their system, they can come back to you, because you was the good girl, okay? You was the good guy, okay? They thought that you would always be around, just going over there, JoJo. Just going over there, Lisa. Let me finish doing my hoeing. Let me finish doing this and doing that. Let me finish thugging and mugging in these streets. And then when I come back, when I get ready, I'll come back to you. And you was like, hell no, I'm not waiting on your raggedy, janky ass. I'm out of here, okay? Well, they thought they wanted that you would never leave, but you did. And so the streets are talking, dear one, about how, you really broke this person down without even trying, simply by you choosing yourself first, simply by you having, more self-esteem and self-respect for yourself. And, you bet on yourself, and you were willing, be alone or to move along and find something better than this person. You refuse to allow this person to play with you. You refuse to allow this person to make you the laughing stock, okay? You refuse for this person to have you any type of way that he or she wanted to have you on their own terms, as if you didn't have no say in the situation. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? There's two motherfucking people in this interaction, in this connection. It ain't gonna be all about you and what the fuck you want. I don't know who you think I am, okay? And so a lot of you guys, you didn't have to talk about it. You had to be about it, okay? Because this was the type of person they're hard-headed, okay? I'm hearing a hard head make a soft ass. Too many people around this person had hyped them up, okay? Too many people had lied to this person and made them think that they was king ding-a-ling, or that, that they had the just best wop ever, and that nobody would be able to turn them down, dear one. I'm hearing, but you made a liar out of this person, and at the end of the day, you got this person reevaluating their life. Damn, was I ever the shit? Okay, did she ever love me? Did he ever love me? How were they able to walk away? How were they able to walk away so quickly? How were they able to boss up without me? Damn, who am I? Okay, it's like this person, dear one, they're literally having an identity crisis, okay? Yeah, the streets are talking about, dear one, how even though this person is in a relationship, your name still comes up. And this person, if they're with someone now, their current is looking at you. Their current feeling some type of way about you because she like, God damn, why this motherfucker always talking about this bitch? What's so special about her? You know, I'm tired of his mouth. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. But she won't leave, okay? And so now, dear one, this person, whomever, you know, this person is with, you know, the streets are talking about how not only is he obsessed with you, but she obsessed with you too, okay? Or same sex, opposite sex. If it's two males together, they talking about your ass, both of them obsessed with you. If it's two women, they together, they talking about your ass, both of them obsessed with you, okay? Because, you know, they acted like they didn't care, but they still very much care. They know that they fumbled you and that they'll never get an opportunity to get you back, okay? There is no coming back, okay? Fuck that, okay? Yeah. So, dear one is giving that, okay, for, you know, the energy of the streets, okay, and what they're talking about you. This is definitely giving, you know, the one that got away. This is definitely giving the one that, you know, made me have to reevaluate my whole my whole total existence. Thank you, Spirit. And my whole, you know, how I feel about myself, because secretly, although this person was playing with you, dear one, playing cat and mouse, they secretly held you to a high pedestal. You know, they put you on a pedestal. And now that, you know, you didn't come back and they couldn't get you the way they wanted you, they couldn't, you know, write you into their life script the way that made them comfortable. They still left with the loss of you, but on top of that, they still have a torch for you. They're still pining for you. They hate the fact that they still have some feelings for you, that they still can't get you off their brain, okay? I'm hearing love on the brain. Come through, Spirit. Yeah, they still got love on the brain, even if they at the end of the day don't know what the fuck love is. Whatever it is that they feeling for you, dear one, they think is love, and they can't get over you, okay? So this is how the streets are talking, okay? Yeah, you made a player like run off somewhere with their tail between their legs, looking all types of pitiful there. Okay, come through, Spirit. So you guys, let's get some more tea, okay? What are the streets talking, okay, about you? What are they saying, okay? Because the streets are definitely talking, okay? This was in reverse, dear one, okay? We have you're too protected. You're too protected, okay? It was in reverse, okay? So I'm hearing from Spirit, dear one. The word on the streets here is that, you know, people know, dear one, that, you know, the reason why you've been able to evade a lot of traps, okay? The reason why you have been able to get out of, you know, sticky situations, whether it was with relationships, whether it was with, you know, toxic family members, whether it was with toxic jobs or toxic communities or situations where, you know, people may have tried to, you know, set you up. People are saying, dear one, you know, the streets are talking about how they know that on the low, even though you don't brag about it, even though you don't talk about it, you know, even if you're like, say for example, if you know you're very spiritually gifted, okay, and you're very, you know, a higher ranking spiritually, people talk about how, you know, you keep that on a low, you know, you know, people know on a need to know basis, you know, you don't go shouting to the rooftop that, you know how to do this, you know how to do that, you clairvoyant, you clairaudient, you got all of this and now all of that going on. People will only know, dear one, when they approach you in the wrong way, and then, you know, you have to send their ass running, okay? You got to, you know, do that return to sender on that ass, okay? You got to open up that can of whoop ass on a mofo. Then that's when they know, dear one, oh, yeah, I should have checked this person's resume. Oh, yeah, you know, maybe I spoke too soon. You know, maybe I underestimated this opponent. I underestimated this person. Because, dear one, a lot of people, you're the type of person, dear one, the streets are talking about how you're very unassuming, okay? You're very laid back. You're very chill, okay? You're not all loud. You don't come with all that rah-rah, okay? So the people that's in the streets talking about you, you know, they think that people that are tough are the people that's loud, okay? So they loud, dear one, but they loud and wrong, okay? They loud, but they loud and weak, okay? And so because, you know, by the very nature that you're very different, you know, you're calm, cool, and collected, and, you know, you're the type of person where you're like, hey, I won't start none, but I'll finish it, you know? Don't start none, don't be none, okay? Yeah. And so people, dear one, you know, they judge your book by the cover, but now they realize that, you know, you're very protected, but you keep it on the low, okay? Yeah, you know, you're very stealthy like, okay? I'm hearing that sacred text, wise as a serpent, but gentle as a dove. You know, they'll never see the attack. They'll never see it coming. They'll never see the return to sender. They'll never see, you know, you leveraging off that leg and getting ready to kick off in somebody. They won't see it until it's too late, okay? So yeah, this is the talk on the streets now. Now, don't, don't underestimate Lisa. Don't underestimate JoJo, because even though they're quiet, even though, they're not about all that rah-rah, okay? If you come to them with that bullshit, okay, you're going to get the fight, you're going to get the whooping of your life, okay? You better think twice, okay? Yeah, that's what the streets are saying about you, dear one, okay? Yeah. And speaking of that, dear one, Spirit says, reminder to continue to keep your protection up, okay? Because you got people like this who are from the streets, and now their ego is involved, okay? You have bruise certain people's egos, dear one, because of the fact that, you're the one that got away, or because of the fact, dear one, that they know that you're too protected, so they can't come around with that bullshit and try to, get in where they fit in and seduce you or trick you or, start another karmic cycle or karmic loop with you, because it's over. So, you got a lot of people, dear one, now they feel as though, they got to make an example out of you, okay? Now you got people, dear one, that feel as though, they gunning for you, they got an axe to grind with you, okay? Because, you hurt their feelings, you bruise their ego, you got them looking crazy out here in these streets because you told them no. You got them looking crazy out here in these streets because they still holding a torch for your ass, and you won't come back, and they have no access to you, and people know that they still pining over you because they can't keep your name out their mouth. So now it's done went from they got feelings for you, but now the feelings has turned to rage. The feelings has turned to hatred. The feelings have turned to envy. The feelings have turned to obsession to, yeah, bitch, I'm going to get you, yeah, motherfucker, I'm going to get you, okay? So Spirit is saying, dear one, keep your protection up, okay? All right, because the streets are talking, okay? All right, let's see, dear one, what else are the streets saying? What else are the streets talking about you? Come through, Spirit. Next message we have, you guys, is gang stalker. Okay, gang stalker. Yeah. The streets are talking, dear one, about how you guys may have come up against a person who was definitely a gang stalker. For some of you guys, this is someone that you may have dated, and you broke up with this person, or you had to separate or move away from this person. Or for some of you guys, this was a person that had, this was like a secret admirer, like some weird ass weirdo that, never had the balls or never had the guts to step up to you. But, they just wanted you. This could have been someone, dear one, that was doing that janky juju to get you to come to them because they were so afraid of rejection. They wanted you to do all of the work, okay? So instead of them approaching you, they was doing that back end, behind the scenes type of raggedy ass juju shit, okay? Because they game is lame and they whack, okay? Yeah. So, dear one, people are talking about how you guys have been targeted by, or you were targeted by some type of gang stalker, okay? Somebody that literally recruited people on his or her behalf to stalk you, to harass you, okay? To make you afraid to, I'm hearing go outside, to make you afraid to live your life. For some of you guys, this person wanted to, I'm hearing silence you, like keep you quiet. Like they didn't want anybody to see you, It's like they wanted you to be like invisible because they knew that you're a very beautiful, powerful person, that the more that you're popped out, the more people see you, the more options that you have, options in terms of people that you will date, options in terms of people that want to support you, that want to love you, support your business, or be a part of your friendship circle or something of that sort, dear one. So I'm hearing from Spirit, the streets are talking about how you guys were targeted by a particular gang stalker that went out of his or her way to try to, I'm hearing silence you, neutralize you, keep you quiet, literally make you invisible so that, you would be alienated and isolated so that this person could continue to try to play with you like cat and mouse, okay? But it did not work, okay? Some of you guys, you relocated. Some of you guys, you got the authorities, you got the law involved, okay? Some of you guys, you just leveled up, on a spiritual tip, and you began to just thrash that ass in the spirit, and they had to leave you alone. They had to surrender. They had to throw in that white towel, okay? Yeah, so the streets are talking, dear one, about, someone's attempts to make you fearful, to make you afraid, to give you anxiety, to take away your peace, to make you uncomfortable, uncomfortable in your home, uncomfortable in your neighborhood, okay? Uncomfortable at your job. Come through, Spirit, with that confirmation. We know it to be true. Uncomfortable in some area of your life, okay? Where they thought that they had some type of reach to influence you, to affect you in some way, okay? To rob you of your peace, okay? To rob you of your good sleep, to have you, sleeping with one eye open open, to have you, you know, walking on eggshells and walking over you, feeling paranoid, okay? This person literally didn't want you to live your life. It's like they wanted you to feel like you were some type of prisoner, even though you were in physical jail, but they wanted you to feel as though you were in some type of spiritual prison, some type of mental or emotional prison, dear one. And the streets were talking about that. But you know what? Whatever we're doing, dear one, it did not work, okay? You guys came up and out of that thing, okay? Some of you guys, like I said, through moving away, relocating. Some of you guys by getting the authorities involved, okay? Some of you guys by doing that work, okay? Yeah, putting that motherfucker on the altar, okay? Yeah. So in some type of way, dear one, the person that set out to, you know, make your life miserable, make your life a living hell, this particular gang stalker, the streets are talking about how, you know, they tried to neutralize you, dear one, but you know, instead you neutralized their ass. Okay, come through, spirit. And for a lot of you guys, this is someone that first used to love you, but now the love turned to hate, turned to envy, turned to obsession, turned to, you know, the whole, you know, I just want to get your ass. I'm going to make an example out of you, because who do you think you are? You don't tell me no. Who do you think you are? You know, you embarrass me in front of my motherfucking homies. You embarrass me in front of my people, you know. You got me still thinking about you, bitch. You got me still wanting you. Shit, everybody got a price. Hell, I get what I want. Who do you think you are? So this is also giving some, dear one, for some of you guys, this particular person who have become your gang stalker, okay, and have been trying to make your life miserable in any way, shape, or form. This is someone, dear one, that, you know, they could be in a public eye in some way, shape, or form, okay? Or, you know, in some way, shape, or form, they think they got some type of clout, okay? Or they could be, you know, well known in their local community. Or maybe they think, you know, they got pulled because, you know, what they do for a living, you know, people know them, or they have some type of authority or some type of network, or maybe, you know, they think they got a lot of money, okay? They think they got more money than you, so who are you to tell them no? And they thought that they were going to make an example out of you. But regardless of how much clout, where they work, what they do, what industry that they're in, how well known they might be, dear one, they seriously underestimated you. You know, they seriously underestimated the fact that, you know, you're not to be fucked with. You don't care what they try to do. You know, you are protected, okay? You are, you know, cloaked. You are, you know, access is denied to this person. There's nothing that they can say. There's nothing that they can do. They can't recruit people to come against you. They can't come against you themselves, dear one. You know, they just can't get at you. They just gonna have to get over it. They just gonna have to get over the fact that, you know what, motherfucker, know me, no. Okay, yeah, this mean, you know, you just gonna have to move on, brother. You just gonna have to move on, sister. You just gonna have to take the L, you know. You just gonna have to find somebody that's on your level. You just gonna have to find somebody that you could play with, because it won't be my collective, okay? Yeah, this is the word on the streets, y'all. This is, the streets are talking. This is what they saying about you, okay? You guys, I'm gonna pull maybe 2 more cards, okay? Give you guys 2 more messages, okay? And then I'm gonna give you guys some signs, okay? And then, you know, I'm gonna turn it loose, okay? All right, so here we go, spirit. Let's see, y'all. The streets are talking about you, collective. What are they saying? Come through, spirit. Yeah. This is kind of piggying off of the last message. We have the card sadness, okay? Sadness, yeah. The streets are talking to one about, you know, you got someone very much so in their feelings, okay? I'm hearing hit dog hollering, okay? I'm hearing, dear one, if this person is watching you online, it's like the more that they see you level up, the more pissed off and the more sad and depressed they become, okay? Because people are realizing that everything that they have tried to do under the sun, everything that they have tried to do behind the scenes, okay? Or even in your face, it has not worked, okay? And the more they see you happy, the more that they're sad, dear one, okay? And people know that, dear one, okay? And so the streets are talking about how, you know, this person is depressed, okay? Because they keep lurking, and if they're watching you online, it's like the more that they see you be loved, the more that they see you be supported, okay? The more that they see your business doing well. Those of you guys where you have online businesses, okay? The more that they watching your Etsy, they watching, you know, your website, they watching, you know, your views, your numbers, they watching in your comment section, you know, they're getting all the deets and all the information that, nah, you're not alone, nah, you're not sad, nah, you're not unsupported. It's just the opposite, you know, people love you, you know, people are gravitating towards you, okay? And this... Spirit, for another confirmation right there, okay? My phone has just been going off all day today, okay? Another confirmation, dear one, that, people, they stop what they're doing just to make a call about you, just to try to, see if they can get information about you, because they hate the fact that you're happy, because the more they see you happy, dear one, the more that it makes them sad, it makes them depressed, okay, is what I'm hearing from spirit. This person is really obsessed with trying to, rob you of your peace in some way, shape, or form, rob you of your happiness, okay? This could be like, someone that is lurking online. This could be a cyber roach here, okay? This could be someone that comes into your comment section and stays stupid ass, dumb ass shit, okay? Yeah, this could be this type of person. This could be someone, dear one, that is trying to, find out, your new circle of friends, or who you're dating, or who you're engaged to, or who you're married to, so that they can get some deets and some information off of you, so that they can try to run some type of interference, or, sabotage you in some way, shape, or form. But I'm hearing, dear one, you're protected like Fort Knox, okay? So they can't get in, okay? A lot of you guys, for those of you guys who chose Pile 2, you keep your business to yourself, okay? Yeah. You let people know what you want them to know. It's like, you'll know on a need to know basis, okay? You don't also tell your problems to everybody. You handle them on your own, or you handle them and allow people that you love, people that you have vetted out and that are close to you, people that can help you with a solution. You may talk to those people, but everybody is not privy to everything that you got going on. Everybody's not privy to what you doing, and who you doing it with, so to speak. And this makes this person, dear one, very depressed, very sad, because they felt, dear one, that they had some type of power to affect you. Some type of arm that they can extend to influence or manipulate your world in some way, shape, or form. Or if they couldn't manipulate you or manipulate your world, dear one, they thought that they had enough power and influence, or, word gift of gab, or gossiping power to, affect the people around you, to, make them feel a certain way about you, to make them stop supporting you, to make them stop loving you, dear one. And, the more that they lurk, because they lurking, being the cyber roach crawling on your social media, being the cyber roach trying to, be a sleuth and get information off of you, being that roach that they were born and designed to be, come through spirit, the more that they try to be a sleuth, the more that they try to get up in your business, the more that they end up looking stupid and feeling sad and depressed and, just whack, dear one, because, they're not affecting you in any way, shape, or form. You're still happy. You're still getting the bag. You're still loved. You're still supported. Some of you guys where you don't have nobody, you're still happily single. You're still out there singling and mingling, doing your thing on your time, doing what you want to do when you get ready, and you don't have to answer to nobody. Come through spirit. And they're big mad and they're sad, okay? But I'm here to tell you that we don't care. Okay? Come through spirit. All right. So you guys, we're going to give you guys another card, okay? Another message, okay? Then we're going to end it here for Pile 2, okay? So the streets are talking. Pile 2, the streets are talking about you, okay? What are they saying, okay? All right. This card was in reverse, you guys. It says determination, okay? It's in reverse. Yeah, this is piggying back off someone, dear one. They're very obsessed with trying to, take you off your A game, but it's not working, okay? This person, dear one, it's like they're determined to try to, make your life miserable. I'm also hearing smear campaign. There is someone, dear one, whoever this person is that's tapping into their energy right now. Whoever this person is, dear one, they're very jealous over the fact that, your solar plexus chakra is very popping, okay? Now, the solar plexus chakra rules the power center. That's the I am. This is the, knowing where you begin and where others end. It governs your self-confidence, your self-image, your self-love, your body confidence, all of that good, okay? That's your free will. That's your power center. That's what the solar plexus chakra rules, okay? And so, dear one, I'm hearing from spirit, there is someone that, they really was trying to, break you down. They wanted to break down your self-esteem, okay? They wanted you to not be confident, not be able to pop out, not believe in yourself. And they thought they're one that's having some type of, campaign against you to make you miserable, to make you afraid, to give you anxiety, okay, to take away your peace. They thought that this was going to essentially take away your free will and take away, your confidence, okay? But it did not work. And so this person, every time they try something, every time they try to come up against you, dear one, they fail, okay, is what I'm hearing from spirit. And this is what is causing this person more and more sadness and more depression. Because up until you, dear one, this person thought that they were very powerful, okay? This person thought that they were the shit. They thought that they were, they could be the God in your life, okay? That they can affect and influence you, that, hey, ho, you ain't got a right to be happy unless, it got something to do with me. Or unless, I can determine for you how happy you gonna be, okay? So this person really thought that they was the shit, okay? They really thought that, they had some type of control over you, okay? I'm also hearing this person, they were really kind of possessive in some way, shape, or form. And it's very much so giving you used to date this person, you used to know this person, interact with this person on an intimate level, whether it was for a long time or for a short time, dear one. And this person really got beside themselves, okay? They hid behind your energy, dear one. They hid behind your mojo. And they really got beside themselves, and they thought that, because of they were with you, they were on your arms, or you were on theirs, that you gave them a good look, and they became arrogant because of the power, arrogant because of them being able to manifest, arrogant because of the doors of opportunity that were opening up with them, dear one, because they were with you. And now that it's gone, dear one, they ain't got no mojo, they can't do nothing on their own. This person, whoever they are right now, dear one, they can't rub two motherfucking nickels together to make a dime, okay? And they hate the fact that they see you rising, they see you happy, and everything that they try to do, they want to stop you. It's not working, okay? So yeah, this is what the streets are talking about you, dear one. This is what they're saying, okay? Yeah, everything that this person has tried to do against you has happened to them, and people are seeing it, okay? So this person is literally being embarrassed. They're literally being humiliated, because this is the type of person, dear one, whenever they try to do something to someone to, make an example out of someone, especially like you, dear one, they can't just try to do it quietly. They can't do it on the low. Nah, they got to make a scene. They got to tell everybody around them what they're going to do. They got to, they telling themselves, okay? It's like, they tell people, yeah, I'm going to get this hoe. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, And then when people say, oh, yeah, all right, okay, yeah, okay, well, let's see. And then when it don't go down and they come up looking stupid, now they got pie in their face. And now, they got to risk, people talking about them, people clowning their ass, okay? So this is the type of person, dear one, again, they're putting themselves out on Front Street, okay? And because they're doing that and they're getting, their asses handed to them, they're becoming more sad and more depressed, because the more they try to come up against you, the more they fail, the more they lose, and the higher you ascend, the higher you go, dear one, okay? So now people are clowning this person. Now this person, dear one, I'm hearing recluse, okay? They're not hanging out outside like they used to be. Now, they're embarrassed. They keeping to themselves, not returning the phone calls. They not going out to the parties. They not running their mouth and bragging about, how they was going to get you and how they was going to do this and do that. And they ain't running their mouth now. Nah, they ain't laughing now, dear one. They ain't got nothing to say, okay? Because now they out here looking goofy and stupid in these streets, okay? So the streets are talking about you, dear one, in terms of how, you made this person look stupid, okay? You got this person toe down, okay? Toe up from the flow up, okay? You broke this motherfucker down like a 12 gauge, okay? Come through, spirit. It's what people are saying in the streets about you, okay? Yeah, so keep your head up, dear one. A lot of you guys, you may have forgotten all about this person. You have moved on with your life, dear one. This person is still thinking about you. All of this shit, dear one, come through, spirit. They doing all of this. All of this trying to make an example out of it. All of this trying to, make you miserable. All of this trying to be all up in your motherfucking business because, you rejected them, because you turned them loose. It's like, motherfucker, if you don't get on somewhere, get on and get some more, goddamn it. You know, take the L, take the loss, okay? Yeah, stop talking about my collective. You know, you sound like a goddamn broken record, okay? Play a new tune, you know? Find somebody different, you know? There's over 8 billion people on the planet, bitch. Find one. Find somebody else, okay? Because you ain't gonna get the collector because access is denied, okay? Come through, spirit. Yeah, this person's getting clowned. Not only by you, dear one, not only by your spiritual team, okay, but this person's being clowned by his so-called friends, his so-called homeboys and homegirls. They talking about this motherfucker like a dog behind his or her back, and some of them talking about him in their face, and they can't do nothing about it because, you know, the proof is in the pudding, okay? They're depressed, they're losing, they lost because they're a loser. Okay, big bitch energy here, big loser energy. You're a loser, Nelson. You're a loser. Okay, yeah. Coming from the old school movie, y'all, Sweet November, if you know anything about it. Okay, that's a classic. Check it out, okay? It also has Keanu Reeves in it. Very good movie, okay? Me and hubby love that movie, okay? All right. So you guys, that is your tea, okay? That is the tea that you need to set you free, okay? For those of you guys who chose pile 2, okay? The streets aren't talking about you. Just gave you a little bit of the tea in terms of, you know, what they were saying about you, okay? You definitely not to be messed with, okay? So I'm gonna give you guys some signs, okay? And then I'm gonna turn it loose and say hi to the chat, okay? I'm gonna say hi to as many of you guys as I can, okay? All right, so here we go. Thank you, Spirit. For those of you guys where this message most resonates, you or they, dear one, could very well be a Taurus, Scorpio, Pisces, Aries, Leo, Libra, Gemini, Cancer, if I didn't say so already. Thank you, Spirit. Virgo moon, Aries rising, Capricorn moon, Sagittarius rising. Okay, that's all I'm hearing. Thank you, Spirit. Any names? Teresa. Teresa wanted to pop through. That could be somebody's name. Okay. Valencia, Valerie, Alicia, Carl, Jonathan, Tim, Anthony, aka Tony. All right, those are some names. Thank you. So that could be your name. That could be someone that you know, okay? That could be someone that, you know that is around somebody else that's, you know, in the streets talking about you. You know, this is what the streets are saying about you, dear one. Okay? All right. So now, y'all, let me look at the chat and see what's going on up in here. Okay, all right. Got a lot of comments. Woo-wee. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through all of them, dear one. I'll get to as many as I can, okay? So let me give you guys some shout outs, okay? So first of all, you guys, we have Cersei313. What's up, Cersei? Holla at your girl. Cersei is a member of the Sage Squad, and she sent flour for 30 jewels. Thank you, Cersei, okay? And I did see that earlier as well. And then we have, let me scroll down. Let's see, y'all. We got James Goodman. What up, James? How are you, sir? James says, hi, Sage. Okay, yeah. And then we have Dark Truth Side 101. My birthday is 11/9/1999, and it is 1:57 p.m. All right, okay. Go ahead on, Scorpio. Okay, holla at your girl. All the Scorpios in the house, holla at your girl. Don't hurt them, Scorpio. Don't hurt them. Yeah, okay. All right, and then we have 6 Nolans 9 sent 100 for 2 jewels. Thank you so much, 6 Nolans. Okay, appreciate that very much, love. Okay, thank you. And then we have Lovely Electric Guitar says hi. Hi, Lovely Electric Guitar. How are you? Okay, hope that you're doing well today. Okay, happy Tuesday to you. West Betty Boop 818. I think I've seen you before. I'm not quite sure. Okay. But if I haven't, or if I have, welcome, West Betty Boop 818. I hope to see you more, okay? And welcome to the tribe. You are welcome here, okay? And then you also sent a star for 2 jewels, okay? And then you sent 100 for 2 jewels. Thank you so much, okay? And then, let me scroll down. You sent makeup brush for 6 jewels. Lovely. Thank you for all of the beautiful, wonderful gifts, WS Betty Boop. I love it. Thank you, okay? And then we have good luck givers, takers, okay? Gave me a lot of emojis here to let me know that I was on point and that the message resonated, okay? Appreciate you very much, good luck givers, takers, okay? Love C, I think that's L6D says hi. What up, Love C, okay? Nolan said, love you in New Orleans. Thank you so much, sweetheart. And I almost was about to ask you if you were from New Orleans because Nolans, okay, that's how you guys say it. Y'all got that special kind of twang there. Welcome, welcome, sweetheart, okay? Glad to see you. Hope to see you more often, okay? And then you sent gold coin for 10 jewels. Thank you so much, okay? And then we have WS Betty Boop 818, Mexican American Chicana. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're one of the energies that I picked up on, sweetheart, where, you know, I was saying because of your beautiful physical aesthetic, okay, and how people may consider you to be exotic, how, you know, you had a lot of people gunning for you, okay? In the streets, we're talking about, dear one, how you got away. They wanted to set you up, okay? They wanted to do something to affect your beauty in some way, shape, or form, but they didn't get the opportunity to, okay? So that's a very, very good thing that you escaped away from these raggedy, janky mofos, okay? Yeah. And then you sent a floating heart for 10 jewels. Thank you so much. And then you also sent the little cute emojis there to let me know that the messages resonated with you. Appreciate that. Okay, your girl is a big old kid. I love to see these emojis. Okay. And then Alfonsina Burke 8789 says, hey, thank you for the confirmation. You're very welcome, sweetheart. I'm so glad that the reading resonated with you and it was right on time for you to get the message today. Okay. Yeah. And then WS Betty Boop says, Aquarius, Pisces, he's binded now. Illness just as I was years ago. Okay, very good. I'm glad that you binded him. And keep him binded, okay? So you can go on with your life and do your thing and not have to worry about people trying to sabotage you or hold you back, whether that be in the spirit or whether that be in the flesh, okay? So good on you, okay? And then you said, I'm just getting started. I know that's right. They ain't seen nothing yet, so I don't know why, you know, they be hating. You know, they be hating on the collective. You know, a lot of times, you know, y'all be on a level 6, level 7. You ain't even made it to a level 10 yet, and the fangs have come out. And it's like, well, damn, boo. What you gonna do when I get to number 10? You just gonna off yourself. You just gonna go to the nearest mountain and hurl your ass the hell over. Okay? Yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet. I know that's right. Yes, indeed. And then you says you're 46. Okay, very good, very good. 4 and 6 is 10. So West Betty Boop 818, you are ending a lot of cycles. Okay, you're rounding off a lot of things to bring in, to usher in new beginnings. Okay, that's what your birth date is signifying to me right now in the context of, you know, as I'm looking at your avatar in the chat, okay, as I'm feeling your energy, okay, a lot of cycles that have been trying to linger behind you and follow you, you are ending those, and one of those could very well be the person that you're talking about, dear one, that is binded now, okay. That probably was a major part of some type of karmic cycle that didn't want to, you know, turn you loose, okay? But you have freed yourself from that. So good on you, okay? This was the year for you to do it, okay? And then we have Richard L. Heru, MAF, I declare my rise in divine authority and power. I know that's right, okay? And then you said they're doing this to hide the conspiracy of stealing my inheritance. Yeah. And dear one, I did a reading not too long ago about, you know, people, part of my collective who has had inheritances stolen from them. And although for a majority of you guys, your inheritance will not come from the people or the person that stole it. But Spirit is saying for all of you guys where you can resonate with something being stolen from you, an inheritance, a will, land, property, yada, yada. Spirit is saying you're going to get double for your trouble. You're going to get blessed in a way where this time, whatever is given to you, no one can take it away from you, okay? But you won't necessarily get it from, you know, who stole it. Because once they stole it from you, dear one, Spirit says once they stole it from you, that thing, that money, that house, that whatever, that became a curse to them, okay? So you don't want that. You're going to get something fresh with fresh energy on it, but it's going to be because of, you know, what was stolen from you, okay? So just in case you didn't get that reading or that message, that I can't even remember what particular tarot reading it was in, but that's a message for you, Richard, okay? And then West Betty Boop gave me the rising with the diamond. Rising diamond. Okay, yeah, you were the diamond in the rough. Okay, people try to play you like you was a cubic zirconium, and then they had to fuck around and find out. Okay, yeah, because you out of there. Okay, yeah. And then you're an indigo. Very good, very good. Okay, yeah, breaking that glass ceiling, Betty, Miss WS Betty Boop. Okay. And you says, I know it's okay. I don't have anything to hide. Absolutely. Yeah. Because the truth is going to reveal itself. Just be you, be your authentic self. Okay. And, there's no need to hide. The only thing that has to hide is deception. And, motherfuckers that operate in deception. Only Decepticons have to hide. Okay. Not truthers. Okay. Yeah. And you gave a lot of very beautiful messages here, WS Betty Boop. I'm going to read those again at a later time. Okay, I love it. I love when you guys leave beautiful comments letting me know how the messages resonated with you guys. Okay, I just love it so much, and I like to take time sometimes when I don't get an opportunity to read all of the comments during the chat. I do also go after the chat. Okay, when I'm doing my endings on the videos, and putting the little extra things that I have to put on that usually the following day after the video gets done processing. Then I take the opportunity to read the messages that I didn't get a chance to read during the live. Okay, so thank you so much, WS Betty Boo, for leaving all of these beautiful messages. I want to go back and read them. Okay, all right. And I'm also going to read the rest of you guys' comments in the chat as well. Okay, I'm going to read those when I get offline. Okay, all right. So having said that, you guys, I'm going to bid you guys adieu. Okay, and I want you guys to go on with the rest of your beautiful day, morning, evening, noon, or night. Okay, whatever time that it is in your neck of the woods. Okay, also want to remind you guys that if you want a personal reading, all you have to do is email your girl at WizdomandSage@gmail.com. Okay, the email and all of the deets on how to get a personal reading is in the description box. Okay, it would be on the description box in every video, and it'll also be in this one come tomorrow once the video is done processing. Okay, all right, just want to let you guys know that I'm here when you need me. Okay, you're not in this spiritual journey, you're not in this spiritual war. For those of you guys who are still going through a spiritual war, you're not in it alone, you're not in it by yourself. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. Okay, all right, y'all. So been on here long enough, so I'm about to turn it loose. Okay, yeah, because we like an hour and a half. Okay, so until next time, you guys, stay beautiful, stay blessed, and stay great. Peace.